Yeah, John, I want you to get a meal in like at 11 o'clock. Like, well, you can do it now. If you, as long as you feel like your stomach's not pushing out.
No.
All right, good. Yeah, eat.
Perfect. I can't wait.
Insane right now.
Yeah, man.
Hard, dry. You're pretty full the way you are. You need to fill out more. So yeah, go grab your food. Are you gonna eat down there?
Yeah, I'm probably this time. I'll come up here. Coach has us filling up right now. A little peanut butter, a meal, a little rice cake action. Looking a little flat, so we got to go fill out.
Cute.
Armed and jacked.
Just in case anyone doesn't know, this is my clothing line, baby.
So cute. Oh, and you both got on black and white J's?
Yeah. Dude,
Yo, you guys are, that is adorable.
So we just did a little check-in with John and Nick. Nick is pretty much as hard, dry, and full as I want to see him right now. We'll see if that changes before he hits the stage. John is a little flat. He's really dry, really hard. I just want to see him a little fuller. So we're going to slowly work the carbs and some fats into his system. A lot of people neglect putting fat into the diet when they're carbing up, but that's going to preserve the carbs. If you just shuttle carbs into the system when someone's trying to carb up, their metabolism is usually so fast that they'll metabolize those carbs for energy and they won't store them inside the muscle. If you put a little bit of fat in with the carbs, the body will tend to stick with the fat and use that for energy. Since we've been mostly on ketogenic diets up to this point, your body's very efficient at using fat for a fuel source, and it tends to shuttle the carbs into the muscle a little bit better. So always stack fats and carbs when you're trying to carb somebody up for a show, provided they're in shape, dry, hard, and already ready to go. Now, if they're a little behind, you don't want to calorically overload them, so that might not be the best situation. But for someone like John, it's the perfect recipe.
I feel like they're washed out my ass a little bit.
Yeah, they're getting there. You got to fill up.
Do you eat it? I don't have any more rice or chicken, but I have candy, cookies, peanut butter, jelly.
You got Pop-Tarts?
Pop-Tarts.
2 Pop-Tarts with peanut butter on them. No. 2 Pop-Tarts with peanut butter on them.
So same thing, mixing the fats in there again, just for the whole metabolism thing?
Exactly. John, if you saw the video from him before, he's flattening out very rapidly.
Okay.
So his metabolism's kicking, so I want to keep feeding him.
Gotcha.
He has plenty of time before he goes on, so I'm not worried about it. But I want to do the process slow rather than fill the stomach up all at once and have it be pushing out more than I want.
Gotcha.
Let's go. Let's go.
We gotta fix your tan.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
I saw you sweating and I was like, oh my god, he's sweating.
He's never not sweating.
Dude,
Never not sweating.
so bad.
Oh, look at the teamwork over here.
What?
Did you see me after you watching?
Oh yeah, we saw everything. Everything looked insane. Insane. Mine's hollow indigo. Did you do toxic? Yeah, toxic? Yeah. Well, I do want to get a different suit next year.
I love that one.
I love it too, but I want to get red.
Yeah, my red looks like. I just don't know what. I don't know. I don't know. I just keep questioning going over in my head what they're looking for because the judging doesn't seem to be standardized.
No, I know it's not.
Like, if they're gonna have a wellness category with females with bigger legs, then bikini should be very streamlined, which I feel like you fit that mold perfectly. Even from the girls that were up there, I still felt like your midsection was tighter, your posing was crisp, everything looked perfect. You always stand up, I feel like it's very like...
I mean, this is kind of exactly how a show goes.
All right.
Like, if you want to stand up, we can.
No, I'm with it. So, pre-judging's over. It looks like John hopefully won his class. He has to battle it out for the overall tonight, hopefully, God willing. So we had a really heavy cheat meal post pre-judging because I wanted him to fill out. He was flattening out as I saw him on stage, and then right after he got off stage, he looked completely flat. So we gave him a burger and fries. I had him buy an extra burger and fries that we're going to strategically put in, if necessary, closer to showtime. That way he'll have that fullness, that pop, deep set abs for the overall tonight.
Put salt on it, and then put salt on it. So that's what I did. So yeah. So it's a little much.
Wow.
Mr. Center Stage telling me peanut butter, salt, Pop-Tart. You know? I don't know why.
So how you feeling, kid? We haven't checked in with you since pre-judging, man. How you feeling? How's everything going?
It's been a long day. It's a little shot, but we're making it. We're going. We're gonna try and take that overall now. So we're gonna try and hold down the center spot again for Class B, and then go take that first place spot for the whole shebang. So it's gonna be fun out there, and hopefully we go dominate. We'll see. I'll let you guys know when we come back.
Effortless, John. Breathe and blow it out. All right, what's up, guys? Coach Dave here with Condemned Labs. The Easterns was this past weekend. My team did amazing. This video is going to be a little bit about what I'm having everybody do after the show now, because obviously post-show rebound is probably one of the most important steps of competing, making sure that your body reacclimates to eating different kinds of foods in different amounts, sodium, water, carbohydrates, so you don't blow up post-show. So for the most part, especially with my women, we want to reintroduce carbohydrates very slowly, all right? They have a fast metabolic rate right now, so they should be burning things off, but we don't want to overload their digestive system with too much complex or simple carbohydrates that their body's not used to eating throughout the last couple weeks of prep. So what I like to do is either pick 1 or 2 meals a day that their carbs are a little bit more increased, and slowly increase that from 1 to 2 to 2 to 3, from 3 to 4, and from 4 to 5, depending on my girls or my guys. Instead of just giving them a free-for-all right away with the amount of carbs that they have per meal, per day. I also like to monitor the amount of cheats that they do. Everybody wants to cheat right away as soon as the show's over, which I usually do give them a free night to eat whatever they want, maybe a free breakfast the next day, and then I strategically map out the rest of their meals moving forward, again, so they don't hold a tremendous amount of water, they don't get swollen ankles, stiff lower backs, any edema in the hands and the feet from excess sodium retention, water retention, and too much carbohydrates. Those are the most important things I look for, especially the days right after the show. And then moving forward, we want to capitalize on the rebound because everyone's very sensitive to everything that they're taking in. Their bodies have been very depleted for a significant amount of time. So they want to rebuild, they want to grow, they want to put on new muscle. So we make sure their protein's elevated, their hydration is on point. Again, strategically adding carbohydrates back into the diet. Healthy fats I keep moderate while I'm reintroducing carbohydrates so we don't have such a caloric spike. And then by the time a week or 2 is passed, they're pretty good as far as their eating goes, and I have a balanced diet of carbohydrates, protein, and fats in pretty much every meal.
Alright, so pretty much it's just 2 weeks after that, and then after that they can kind of like just coast down and do whatever the fuck they want. Well, not whatever the fuck they want, but like...
Right, it's a lot, the body seems to and everyone's different. Listen, if it's your first show, my men seem to rebound a little faster than my women. Women tend to hold a little bit more water and a little bit more body fat longer than my men, but for the most part, 2 to 4 weeks, your rebound should be pretty much over, and your body should be pretty good at assimilating and digesting everything that you put into the system. So for all my athletes that are running any kind of gear for contest prep, I don't like them to stop right after the show is over. You can reduce the dosages down, but I want to keep anabolic compounds in your system because you're very sensitive to growth. So while you're taking in more food, I want your body to be able to assimilate that and turn that into muscle and not just let it sit in your digestive system or become fat or just excrete it all out. So I don't want to cut any gear right away, but I like to taper it down over the next 2 or 3 weeks and then start a post-cycle therapy program. Another big problem that I come across in a post-show rebound, again, I hate to pick on my women, but especially with my women, is not looking the way they looked when they were on stage continually after the show. You're gonna put weight back on, you're not gonna look your best, and that's okay, you're not supposed to. This is the time of year when you grow, when you add new tissue, when you make improvements for the next competitive season, and mentally accepting the fact that you're not gonna look like you did on stage is a very hard thing for a lot of people to handle. I do have some guys as well that they want that six-pack ab and they want to see shreds and veins all year round, and it's just not realistic and it's not healthy. Adding lean size and not being shredded is perfectly okay. I'm not saying, again, a free-for-all where you get sloppy and fat. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about going back to a normal, healthy, respectable looking physique and not being super shredded year round. That mental aspect is very, very important post-show. A huge mistake that I try to warn everyone against is going completely off the rails after a show and having no kind of game plan towards your eating. For the past 16, 20 weeks, whatever it is, your body becomes very efficient at digesting, utilizing, and absorbing all the food that you're taking in, and it's very specific foods. When you start introducing foreign foods into your diet at high amounts very rapidly, your body doesn't know what to do with them. It's not going to digest them properly, it's not going to absorb them properly, and it's probably not going to excrete them properly. Either that or it's going to excrete everything. You can have massive amounts of diarrhea for however long you've been eating. So I don't like people to just throw caution to the wind. You have to worry about, again, digestive issues, acid reflux, heartburn, abdominal bloating and distress, constipation, diarrhea. Those are all the side effects of not eating properly post-show. And it's going to wreak havoc on your digestive system, and you're going to probably waste your entire rebound that could be used for good muscle growth just getting rid of all the shit food that you've been eating that entire time. So don't fall into that trap. You know, you want to have 1 or 2 cheat meals, that's fine, but make sure everything's strategic, make sure everything's mapped out, especially in the couple weeks post-show. All right, guys, that's my tips and tricks post-show to maximize your rebound and minimize any side effects you might have. I'm Coach Dave with Condemn Labs. If you have any questions or any other videos that you want to see, you can hit me up on Instagram. You can DM Swaytech because he's the man behind the camera, or hit us up on the Condemn Labs website and we'll get those videos out to you as soon as possible.